Hello there everyone, Ash and Flash here, and welcome on into a brand new LEGO Icons and Disney set reveal video. Today we are looking at set number 10365. This is Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. It has 2,862 pieces, is retailing for $379.99 USD or $449.99 Canadian. It will become available beginning on September the 12th. Now, this is very exciting. And I was actually sent this early by LEGO and Len to do a review for, and that video is going to be dropping tomorrow. I don't usually do this here, but more than 70% of you are not subscribed. So if you could please like and share the video and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the review for the return of LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. We have to talk about the name of the set first here. Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. Instead of calling it the Black Pearl, at first I was like, is this a deliberate thing here because of maybe this is going to be the start of an ongoing thing for LEGO, where instead of like calling it the Queen Anne's Revenge, calling it Blackbeard's pirate ship would probably sell more copies of that set. But when it comes to the Flying Dutchman, I feel like people know that. And same with the Black Pearl. Like, it's just so well known. So I don't know what the idea is of that. They could do some more obscure ships down the line, like Commodore Norrington's Imperial ship, Soa Fang's pirate ship, stuff like that, where it would help sell the set based off of the name of the person whose ship it is instead of the actual ship's name. But then I was like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure this was in Fortnite recently. And lo and behold, they have a glider in Fortnite, and they didn't call it the Black Pearl. They called it Captain Jack's ship. So personally, this reminds me a lot of Lord of the Rings. Now, I know absolutely nothing. I don't know if it's returning or anything more past this. But if you look at it from a logical perspective, if you were going to bring Pirates of the Caribbean back, you would start with the Black Pearl. And then going forward, you could do more things that we missed out on and maybe return to some other things. So I'm literally thinking of it like Lord of the Rings, where the first Lord of the Rings set that they did was bringing it back to Rivendell and having that be where the Fellowship starts and goes off on their journey. So for here, it's starting off with the Black Pearl. And then next year as well, you do something that we've been waiting a long time to get. So for Lord of the Rings, it was Barad-dûr. We never got that back when the theme was around. So I think maybe next year we could get the Flying Dutchman. The following year, maybe they do Blackbeard's pirate ship as a remake, something like they just did with the Shire. But there's obviously also so many locations that they could do and pull from as well. They could even take turns from going from ship to location to ship to location. I feel like the box design for this is also just really interesting. Having this vertical design here and having it posed like this. Imagine this on the shelf with multiple other ships from Pirates of the Caribbean on this sort of vertical box like this. It's so fascinating. You look at the set itself as well. The ships are not just they're in the water. They have the whole bottom hull there on top of these brown little stand pieces as well that you build to make this look like an actual display, like a ship in the bottle or something. To me, further proving that this should be and could be the start of a new collection. But ultimately, I'd love more than anything for them to do the Dutchman next, I think. Now, when it comes to the minifigures, I think that some are definitely better than others, even the choices. So first off here, we have to talk about Captain Jack Sparrow himself. He looks really great in terms of the printing, I think. I love the dual molded legs there with the sand blue as well as the actual brown for the boots. I think that's great, as well as the printing that continues from the torso to the hips down into the bottom part of the legs. That's amazing. The torso is really interesting here, and just this outfit that they chose. So he's got a vest on. So I love that they actually printed this on white. I think that's a really smart choice to make that accurate so that from the sides you see the white. I think that's really cool. But the outfit is just not something that I would have wanted here. You could see that this is the outfit that he has on when he doesn't have his effects. Like, he doesn't have the strap going across the chest. It's also just not his iconic like brown trench coat, which I feel like is such a missed opportunity. So it's such an interesting choice here that'll tie into another minifigure. But then you continue up and it's like, oh, he's got his tricorn hat here. So I don't know about that. The printing on that is really interesting. It's a lot more brighter with the bright red than the dark red that we had before. I think the new skin color works perfectly for him. I love how they have done the face. They've just captured his likeness. I love the eyeshadow there, as well as he's also got a new printed compass, which is really cool as well. He's got a scared expression on the other side, which is perfect. Next is Barbossa, and he looks just amazing. I think he's the best looking figure in here, in my opinion. I love the gunmetal gray for the arms and the legs. I think that looks phenomenal. And the torso and leg printing, how they overlap and combine, just looks great. It's interesting, I'm noticing mostly for him that he's got the strap across the chest printed, versus back in the day there was like an actual holder similar to the Indiana Jones sort of satchel that goes across the chest, but it had a slit for the sword. So it's interesting that that's obviously gone away, and this is what we're getting now. He's got an apple in the hand, obviously, and then if you look at the face, the likeness I think is just so perfect. I think the color for the hair is really great as well. Using that newer brown looks amazing, and how it's molded into this great hat piece here. And then you've got a black feather there, and on the other side of the head he's also got the cursed expression, which is a lot of fun. For Joshua Gibbs here, he's just got a new torso, which looks pretty good and detailed. You can see the beard there looks good as well, and the face printing. However, the beard needs a little bit more white in my opinion, but I like that that hairpiece introduced back in 2011 is still around to this day. For the first time ever, we have Mr. Cotton, who looks so cool. I love the torso printing that they've created for him. I think the beard looks and works pretty well. I feel like that's going to be used elsewhere. The bandana being in sand blue is sort of accurate, but I always in my head have been waiting to be getting the purple bandana because of the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean video game. The parrot, I don't know about like that dual injected piece there for the parrot. I just wish maybe it could have been a bit more detailed. Will's here as well, who looks really great in this specific outfit from the first film. I love the belt going across there and the pattern on the vest, as well as, again, he's using that hair piece there, again, that he introduced way back when. The facial expressions and the likeness look really great. Elizabeth Swann is here, and this outfit is very interesting, again, specifically from when she is about to drown and everything. So it's just such a strange decision, because her most iconic outfit, it's either one of two things, I would say. It's her pirate outfit that actually made its way into Lego Fortnite, but then also the red dress. So I don't know why they're going with this one. It's just such a shame for me. You can see the face, though. It works well. I think that it's funny because that's the face that even Natalie Portman uses in Marvel and Star Wars. So because Keira Knightley was actually in Star Wars as a doppelganger for Padme, I think that's really fitting. The hairpiece here, that's actually her hairpiece. She introduced it way back when. So again, awesome that she's using that. And the standout here as well in the set is this medallion. I cannot believe that we have a printed medallion there. I only need 880 more. Anna Marie is here, and for me personally, this is the worst figure in the set. Just because of why she's here, I don't get it. Just because why is she here? She's not that big or important of a character here. You could see the torso looks good, and the face, it's fine. The hairpiece there in black, but she, for the most part, has a hat on. So, like, even that's, like, why didn't they include that? I just find her inclusion frustrating because there's other characters that could have and should have been here that I'll talk about in a second. I really don't know anyone who's asking for Anna Maria, which is frustrating because there's so many other people that we'll talk about in a second that we are waiting for. Marty's here. He's awesome. I love the face print there, as well as the long gun is fun. And I love that torso printing. It's just so perfect. I love the vest and the keys and everything there. But overall, I want to love these figures. I do. But when you look at them here and you look at the 8 of them, and it's like, all right, that's neat and all, but why that Jack? And why this outfit for Elizabeth? And, you know, where are Pintel and Rigetti? I really stand by them. Should have been included in here, because if you look, like, this is Captain Jack's ship, right? If you really shouldn't be calling it that, it's the Black Pearl. But it's also Barbossa's ship because of some of the scenes that are being recreated here. So it's like, why wouldn't you include members of Barbossa's crew that also later become members of Jack's crew? So that to me is so confusing. We've also been waiting to get them since the original theme. They're just such funny and iconic characters. Like, skipping out on them is crazy to me. I think that the figures and outfits here should have been representative of, like, the entire saga. And even including like someone like Scrub, I think from the later 2 films, I think would work well, because again, you've got Marty here and Gibbs. So you really could have had this be a set that is timeless and not set specifically from the first film, which is great, don't get me wrong. Tia Dalma would have been really awesome to get as well for the first time, and maybe include like a couple crabs hidden here and there would have been a fun little thing to find and spot when you're building this. The Monkey Jack should have been here as well. I think that would have been a lot of fun. The ship itself is a gorgeous model. I mean, we've already talked about obviously the stand at the bottom, but do you know why it's fully complete there? You can actually separate that so that you can place this and have it sort of pretend that it's in water, just like so many previous Lego pirate ships over the years. I think that's incredible. The shaping of this here, just some of the building techniques, it's crazy. And I love at the front there, that looks so cool. Technically, there's another figure here in the sand. I love the wings, the torso, the leg printing, the face, all that's so detailed, all the different masts and everything here. And oh wow, just the holes in them, the tatters, the rips and everything looks so amazing. Believe it or not, with these cannons, there's these gears in the back that you actually turn to have the cannons push open those flaps, which is so crazy. You can even turn the steering wheel to have the rudder move as well. And with that back part, you can actually completely remove it to get access to the inside here of the captain's quarters, which you've got the dining room table there with 2 seats to have dinner, the apple in the barrel, and a bunch of candles, some maps piled up, but there's not a lot going on here. You also can't actually get access to this. That's just a door facade there, so that doesn't even actually lead into the quarters, which I think is very interesting. Overall, I'm a little disappointed, I think, by the build and just lack of this representing the whole saga. I think would have been really cool. Like, including the jar of dirt would have been an incredible thing to have here. Or even Soafang's maps, I think would have been really cool to get here as well. Having different references like the long periscopes, a little piece of fabric with like Davy Jones's key, a couple of other ships in the bottle or something, or a goat referencing like on Stranger Tides. Like, there's just so much here that I wish would have been included to make this feel a little bit more special than just, oh, it's an incredible, gorgeous model and some of these figures are really great and they're finally back. It's just, it's so close to being a perfect set, but in some ways it does miss the mark, I think, especially with that price. But what do you think of the set? Be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so that you don't miss out on future Lego Pirates of the Caribbean set news and reviews, hopefully. And we are going to be doing a video, again, just like we did with Lord of the Rings and The Simpsons, talking about 10 sets that I'd like to see them do for this theme. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.